Welcome back, everyone. Today is day 5. My name is Tracy Viecha-Lapierre, and I appreciate you joining my live once again. Whew. Today was a little bit difficult because I was getting some technical difficulties that caused a delay. I was getting broadcasting failed, and I think I figured out the solution. There was too many people tagged in the video. So I am doing these lives for the first time, and yesterday I discovered I could tag people. So I tagged a couple. And then today I was like, ooh, let me see how many they'll allow me to tag. So I tagged in everyone. And that was obviously a broadcast failure because it didn't work, and it took me forever to figure out that was the solution. It was like that Bible verse where Jonah needs to be thrown off the boat, and then he's like, throw me off. Like, I'm looking at the tags. I'm like, Tracy, I know this is the tag that's causing this, but I turned off the internet. I turned off the phone, put the phone in airplane mode. I did all sorts of things until I eventually had to throw Jonah off the boat, and that was the tags. So welcome back. Thank you for your patience. I hope you weren't waiting long. Today is day 5. Oh my goodness, we've made it through 5 days. If you missed a couple of the videos, please go back to my stories, to my feeds, and you will find them. We have been going through this beautiful process. We are doing a YITDOTS Fitness Dance Yoga Dance Challenge. And once again, YITDOTS is my company, and it's an acronym that stands for Yoga is the Dance of the Soul. So we're connecting the yits with the dots and finding that beautiful choreography. So I hope you've been enjoying it. I'm broadcasting on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So if you're interested in seeing this on YouTube, please go to Tracy V. Pierre, and you'll also find this on YouTube. Okay, with that said, let's get started today. As usual, we're going to start off with Surya Namaskar, sun salutations, and then we're going to go into the pose of the day. For today's Surya Namaskar, I want to ask that you close your eyes for the majority of the time. So it's going to help you get more into your mindfulness practice. It's going to help you feel out the movement. And since you've been here all week, you've really been experiencing the flow of this. Now I want you to go to that internal flow. So please join me in the movement and close your eyes for most of the time. I can guide you to say that when you're in forward fold, feel free to open your eyes so that you can see where your placement is. Make sure you're not off the mat, to make sure that you're centered, to make sure that your feet are facing forward. That's perfect. And when you're in plank, so fingertips nice and wide. When you're in plank, this is a wonderful time also to check your placement on the mat. So there are a couple of points where you definitely can check your placements. And of course, you are the boss of you. So check your placements whenever you feel necessary. It feels necessary, but I want you to really feel the movement and go inside. Lastly, I have some filters on today. So that was another plus of kind of trying to figure out all the little buttons on Facebook. I was pressing a lot of things, trying to figure out how to get this to work. And I discovered filters. Now, I've known of filters before. I haven't really used them. However, I didn't know about filters for lives. And I didn't know that there were so many filters. And I didn't know that there were normal filters, because sometimes you see these over-exaggerated where people, their head is on someone else's body, or they got glasses on, or kisses all over their face. I didn't realize they were just regular filters. So I'm here trying to make this place look really nice, and I didn't have to. I could just press a button, just like I said yesterday, press that button. So I discovered a filter. So I have a filter on today. I don't know if you noticed. It's kind of funky. I think it's like, I'm going to call it lights, camera, action, because there were no names from what I saw. It was just like images. However, I like this filter. I have the strobe light on, just like I had yesterday. However, with the filter, I feel a little bit more pizzazz going on. So I'm feeling this. So I hope you're enjoying it. If you like the filters, let me know. If you see that the filters are a little bit of a distraction, I hope they're not, because I'm having fun with them and I just discovered them. Let me know. We're going to get started. Thank you for joining us. Once again, if you want more videos, more free online videos, please go to my website, YITDOTSFitness.com, and you will discover all of that. I'm a yogi, a certified personal trainer, so if you really need one-on-one training on how to meet your fitness goals and how to really discover the YIT dots and where all the dots connect for your yoga practice, please contact me and let's get started. Okay. Whew. Here we go. So we're going to come to the front of our mats, remembering that today we're going to do a really introspective practice where I want you to have your eyes closed whenever you have the opportunity. Feet about 2 inches apart, toes facing forward, tailbone down, roll your shoulders back and down so you can really open up that heart area. And breathe. In and out. Breathe in and out. Okay. From here, take a deep breath in and breathe out as you bring your hands into prayer pose. Namaste. Thumbs press into your sacrum, into that heart area. Really bring your awareness down to that heart area by tucking the chin to your chest and focusing on your heartbeat. Continue to engage the core by squeezing your belly button to your spine, for this helps with your balance and the stability of your whole body. This is the place where I'd like you to set your intentions. Your intentions can be the same every day. It doesn't take one day or week or month to get your intentions to the place where they want to be. So you can keep the same intentions you've had all week, or you can come up with new ones. Just feel it out in the most authentic way. So take a deep breath in and out. And I'm going to hold space for you while you discover what your intentions will be for today's practice. Okay. When you have found your sentence or your phrase or that one word that will be your intention, speak it in your heart or speak it aloud 3 times. My intention is to live in the present moment, for it lives in me, so why not? My intention is to live in the present moment, for it lives in me, so why not? My intention is to live in the present moment, for it lives in me, so why not? All right. Take a deep breath in once again, and a relaxing breath out. From here on out, I'd like you to breathe in and out through your nose if possible. If not, do what feels more comfortable for you. From here, take a deep breath in and float your arms up and back, pushing your tailbone forward. And then fold forward into a forward fold. Slight bend of the knee, hands to the side of the feet, crown of the head facing the mat, and bring your nose close to your knee, as close as you can. Straighten out your legs without creating a curve in the spine. From here, send your right foot back and untuck the toes and bring the knees down, lift the head up. Remembering to close your eyes when all possible. Bring your left foot back for plank pose. Gaze down at the mat, Fingertips nice and wide. Squeezing that belly button to your spine. Bend the knees down. Lean back towards your heels. And slide forward, chest, chin. And rise up, untucking the toes for cobra. Rolling the shoulders down and back. Chin to chest, tuck the toes, lift the knees up into this inverted V. Make adjustments to your feet where necessary. You are now in downward dog. Make sure that your hands feel forward. Emphasis on feel. You do not need to see it. If your hands were crooked, I imagine you would feel the twisting of it. So just feel it through. And push your torso back towards your thighs and really lift. Sending your heels down towards the mat. Beautiful. Bend the knees slightly, look forward, send the right foot forward, and bring the left knees down and rise up. Tuck the chin to chest, tuck the back toes, bring it to meet the right, and slowly rise up with your head being the last thing that comes up. Arch back. And bring the hands down to the side. We'll do 3 more rounds. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Namaste. And I don't think I've said this already. So namaste means the divine in me sees the divine in you. So sometimes I like to say what's good in me sees what's good in you. The God in me sees the God in you. So think of it like this. It's sort of like an awakening that we're all one, which will go into our meditation later on as we have a unique meditation practice for the end. So stay tuned. All right, tail roll down, toes facing forward. Take a deep breath in. Float the arms up. And fold forward. Crown of the head facing down towards the mat. Bring your nose towards your knees. And breathe through this. Left foot back. Untucking the toes. Making sure that your right knees are directly on top of the right ankles. Tuck the back toes, plant the hands down, bring the right foot back, plank pose. Squeezing the belly button to your spine. Breathe in and out through your nose. Knees down, go back towards your ankles, then slide forward, chest, chin, and untuck the toes as you lift up for upward facing dog or cobra. So here I'm in cobra. Now if you were in upward facing dog, I would suggest you bring your arms closer in and then lift the knees and thighs off the mat. All right, from here, bring the knees down, tuck the toes, lift up into an inverted V, up downward facing dog, really pushing your torso back towards your thighs and bringing the energy of your heels down towards the mat. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. From here, take a deep breath in. Bring your left foot forward. And untuck the back toes of the right foot. And bring the knees down. Chin to chest, hunt the hands down. Bring the right foot to meet the left. And slowly take a deep breath in. Rise up. Arch back. And slowly bring the arms down to the side. Continuing to engage the core. Roll your shoulders back and down. Sending that heart space forward. Eyes closed once again. Attention inside. Last two. Take a deep breath in. And breathe out. Hands in prayer pose. Namaste. Take a deep breath in. Send the arms back. Hips forward. And fold forward. Or forward fold. Bring the nose towards the knees. Beautiful. Bring your right leg back. Untuck the toes. Lift up. We're going to go a little faster for this last round so we can build up some heat. Tuck the back toes. Send the left foot back. Knees down. Lean back towards your heels. Roll forward. Chest, chin. Rise up. Upward facing dog or cobra. Knees down. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward. Left knees down. Rise up. And breathe. Tuck the back toes. Bring your left foot to meet the right. And then rise all the way up and back. Beautiful. Hands go down to the side. Last round. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Namaste. Breathe in. Hands go back. Breathe out. Fold forward. Breathe in. Left foot back. Keep holding the breath. Untuck the toes. Bring the foot up. Bring the right leg back. Knees down. And breathe out as you send your hips back. Breathe in. Slide forward. Breathe out as you come up for upward facing dog. Knees down, tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Keeping the breath in motion. If you want to walk out your dog to kind of bring some mobility to the ankles, do so. Kind of get those nooks and crannies out. From here, look forward. Bring the left foot up. Untuck the back toes. Head up, really opening up that thyroid gland, those thyroid glands, and breathe through it. And tuck the back toes. Bring your right foot to meet the left. Crown of the head facing down towards the mat. And slowly rise up. Arching back. And bring your hands down to the side. Take a deep breath in. And breathe out. Prayer pose. Namaste. Feel your heartbeat once again. Keeping the eyes closed for a moment. Go back to your intentions. Your intentions can remain the same, or they can grow and evolve into what you're feeling right now. It is said that the teacher and the student make the class. So today we will see what we create together. And release the hands down to the side for mountain pose. And slowly, at your own pace, open up your eyes. Okay. Whew, we're here. I'm so happy for yoga. I'm so happy for meditation. I'm so happy for stillness and how movement goes into stillness and how sound goes into silence. Because If it was all sound, it would be extremely annoying. And if it was all movement, it would be extremely like tiresome. So it's good for those moments, you know? So we're here. So let's go from day 1 to where we are now. So the first day, what did we do? Goddess pose. So we were here, knees out, arms up, cactus the arms down, and we yit-dotted. We danced this goddess pose. We were in and out of this goddess pose. We don't have to go into that. And then the next day, we did boat pose. And you're squeezing that belly button to your spine, and if you needed to, you rise up with the legs. So either way, we were in boat pose for day 2. Now, day 3, you know, I list these things as if I actually know them, and sometimes I actually do forget. So day 3, we did downward facing dog. And as challenging as this seems, we yit-dotted this pose in many different ways. So this is the pose once again. Like I mentioned, when you're in yoga, they'll usually announce the first time you do this pose. Beautiful. And then yesterday, day 4, we did warrior 2. Tailbones down, knee on top of ankle, back foot pivoted, and the ankles looking at each other. Warrior 2. Yesterday, I don't think I said the word warrior 2 enough. We did warrior 2 for sure, but I don't think I said the word enough. This is warrior 2. Okay. Today I was debating between 2 poses that I wanted to get done for today's practice. It was either going to be tree pose, which comes to the side of the leg, which is a balance pose, which we so need because we really haven't, outside of flowing into half moon, we haven't done any balance poses as of yet as the YITDOTS main focus, one pose, one purpose. However, we're not doing this today. We are doing child's pose, as you can see from the description. So let's get into child's pose. It is one of those restorative poses. Downward facing dog is also a restorative pose. However, child's pose is a pose in yoga that you will tend to go into when you're completely fatigued and you're doing movements that just take a lot of energy and you need rest. So with today, I'm going to show you different versions of child's pose because there are many, starting with the traditional. The traditional child's pose is like a rock. So when I teach children yoga, that's what we call it, a rock. So you bring your knees together, heels, feet touching in the back, toes, tops of heel on the floor, and your hands are down to the side. Your head is down. Your head is down on the mat. And depending on where your flexibility is or where certain muscle imbalances or aches are, you're going to feel this in different ways. I do want to say that this may not be the easiest for everyone. So you may want to take a pillow. So if I took a pillow here, I can put this pillow under me and I could give my knees a little bit of a break if I needed to. So you could take the pillow just to kind of soften the impact. Now, if this is still too much, you can sit on your glutes all together. And you'll be doing a different form of YITDOTS. However, don't do anything that causes you pain. So if something hurts or if something is bringing some aches, don't be like, I'm going to be vigilant, I'm going to push through this. No. Once again, as I mentioned the other day, you cannot get out of pain by getting into pain. So you must stop. So one thing about my yoga practice or any practice, because I'm a personal trainer, so I lift a lot of weights. I also do a lot of other classes. And I do things at my own pace. Usually if I'm in a class, I feel like I'm disappointing the teacher because I'm the trainer in the class and I'm like the slowest person. Because I go at my own pace. I know that it takes me time to move through things if it's done correctly. Now I can do anything fast wrong. However, if I want to do it correctly, I do have to activate certain muscles, and those things take a certain level of intention. And for me, that intention takes a lot of slow twitch muscles. It's not going to go fast for me. So I have to learn how to work on more plyo, learn how to have more power, because power is also essential in a great workout regimen. But still, and I take my time when I work out, and I do not hurt myself. When something is not working for me, I get out of it. And I want you to establish that with yourself. Do not say, oh my God, my whole body hurts, so I'm not going to be able to do anything. Your body will change over time. You'll get more flexible, you'll get more strength, you'll build more muscle. So be gentle with your body, unless you have a spare one that I don't know about. If this is the only body you have, please be gentle. Please be gentle. All right, so I've said a lot today. Yesterday's video was over an hour. I was shocked. I was shocked. Today shouldn't be as long just because this pose is working both sides of the body at the same time. So I showed you the first child's pose. Take a deep breath in. Knees together. You're sitting on your heels. Once again, you're going down. And the goal would be to keep your glutes onto your heels, but they'll lift a little, and you're down. That's child's pose in a nutshell. Now, different versions of child's pose. You can bring the arms forward, extend. I'm going to move back a little. I'm trying to stay centered with my little centerpiece here because I noticed in yesterday's video I was off, and I like the feng shui of being centered. So you can go for extended child's pose where your arms are forward. And some people will bring their elbows down, and that's fine. That's still extended because you're extending. However, I like to extend through my fingertips so I really feel it in my shoulder girdle, in my deltoids, because that's an area that usually has a lot of difficulty because we're carrying things, lifting things, pushing things, pulling things all day. Children on our shoulders, uneven bags, heaviness in distorted places. So it's good that you get to stretch and create some muscle balance, some range of motion that can help you work through those areas. So we're here. That's extended child's pose. Some variations that I like also, you turn the palms up. Another variation, the palms are still down, however, the thumbs are closer, so they're side by side. You can also walk the hands out to the side, so you get a side stretch. And then let's go to the other side. And back to center. Beautiful. Rise up. Okay, now let's go for wide-legged child's pose with the extensions, which makes it even more of a hip opener, which is also really good. So you're going to open your knees to the width of the mat, and then your big toes will touch in the back. Okay, and I'll show you this from a posterior view too, so give me one moment. So your hands rise up. Let's all do this together, because even in the demonstration, we are in the practice. Okay, so, and lean down. And push your hips back, fingertips are forward, palms are facing down. Take a deep breath in. And out. Take a deep breath in and out. One more time, take a deep breath in and out. And bring the hands closer and back up. Bring the arms up and come down again. Once you're down, turn your palms facing up. You will feel this in the shoulder girdle in a new way. So you should feel that on the outside on the exterior part of your deltoid. So really stretch away, stretch the fingers away from you as you push your hips back. And then once again, palms down, and then bring the hands to one side. And stretch out the side body. Your hands are in the middle. Continue to engage your core by squeezing your belly button to your spine. Take a deep breath in and out. And go over to the other side. Take a deep breath in and out. And rise back up. Okay, I'm going to show you from posterior view. And I know we haven't done this for all the other yoga poses. However, because there's so many variations for child's pose and different ways to feel comfortable, I want you to have different modalities where you can actually choose to see what works for you. Okay, so I'm going to face away from you. And once again, the knees are about, when you're facing the length of the mat, your knees are about the width of the mat, and the big toes are touching in the back. I'm going to show you another version of child pose that I love to do that works out the shoulder and the back and the traps a little more. So from here, you're going to interlock the fingers behind your back and really pull the weight, pull your fingers away from you. So instead of them leaning down on your glutes, you're pulling them away from you. And then you're going to lean over, bring your head down onto the mat or the floor, and your hands come overhead or as high as possible. I would love for you to close your hands up. Sometimes people want to leave their hands open, which is a great stretch too, but I want you to practice closing in that energy. And bring it back up. Beautiful. Okay, I'll show you from the side, and you can see the same movement. All right, continue to engage the core, squeezing that belly button to the spine. Big toes touching the back, so your big toes. And interlock the fingers from the back. Keep your head stacked on top of your shoulders, so don't protrude your head forward. Keep it stacked on top of the shoulders. Interlocking the fingers from the back. Take a deep breath in. And slowly come down. Hands going over the head. And with this movement, I want you to rock your arms to the right side, really opening up the left shoulder girdle and feeling that stretch elongate, and back to center, and then rocking over to the left side. It's a side body stretch too. You also feel a shift in your hips. So that lumbar spine area is also being activated. And release. All right. I think now we should start the YITDOTS. Let's stand up for a moment. We've been down on the floor for a while. And let's just give some movement. I'm going to move. So my hands are not down on the hips. They're much higher because I want to give my hips room to move. Flex the foot. Look down towards the mat. Continue to engage the core. Last one on each side. And let's do it forward. Squeezing that belly button to the spine. Breathing in and out. Keeping the foot flexed to help stabilize the knees. And release. Beautiful. Feet together, and let's roll. Knees together too. Roll. Roll the knees. Roll. Roll. Let's do knee rolls to the other side. Roll. 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 I hear some crinkling in my knees too. It's always the right one. It's interesting. I'm right-handed. My right hip has like mobility. Like it doesn't hurt, but there's a place where I injured it in New York while I was working at Lucia Roberts. I remember I was doing too many movements on the adductor machine. And I think most women like that, the adductor where the legs are going in and out. And yeah, that caused a lot of issues. And release, open the feet hip distance apart or wider and roll the knees inward. Inward, look down towards the floor. So these are little knee rolls that you can initiate every day. And pause the other side. Beautiful. Cup the hands. Tap the back of the leg, the back of the knee. I'll show you from the side view. And tap the knees with your fingers. That whole knee area. Okay. All right, I think we're ready. Let's yit-dot it. All right, let's connect the dots. So, I love doing yit-dots to child's pose because there's so many places, as you can imagine, you can go. It's endless. So what I show you today is just a sneak preview of how funky child's pose can get. Similar to downward facing dog, child's pose is a yit-dot move that generally works best with other yoga poses, at least in my experience. So here we go. We're going to start off in child's pose like a rock. So hands to the side of the body, knees together, and then I want you to bring your right hand forward and your left fingertips back. So your both hands are on the fingertips because we're getting ready to move. The head still down on the mat, and we're coming up with the body and down. I'm back with my bands, man. The head is fluctuating with the rhythm of the arms. The breath is following. One more. Last one. And release. Whoa. Okay, that was a good one. All right, so we have that movement in place. We're going to be doing 4. So let's start it again. The hands start off the side of the body. And I want you to bring both hands up. And then bring the left hand back and go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring the left hand back up. And pause. I hope that wasn't confusing because I was confused for sure. Let's go back down into this rock. Hands to the side. Cool child's pose. And bring the hands all the way, both arms up. You're on your fingertips. I'm going to bring the right arm back. Right arm back. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Right arm forward. Rise up. Open. And down. Open. And down. Open. And down. Open. And down. All right. I feel like I'm moving a little bit too fast. Let's slow things down a little bit. We're going to need some transition time. So how are you guys doing? I think I'm still in my head because it took me so long to log in today with the broadcasting live issues that I'm like, I'm so happy I'm here. And I also have to feed the goats in the back, so I'm looking at the chickens and the goats. I'm like, I'm like, it's like I like to feed them when the sun is still out, so I'm not out there in the cold. And the sun is like about to go, like it's not about to go down. However, it's been an overcast all day, so it wasn't ever sunny. So the highest the sun was is now not there, and I have to get out there. So I have a lot that I'm contemplating on my mind. That's why yoga is good, to bring you into this one pose, one purpose mode. Okay, so we're going to change things up a little. We're going to bring a couple of things I'm going to change. I want my mat to be more diagonal, that's one, because I think you'll be able to see the poses better. That's one. Perfect. And then we're going to have the knees hip distance apart so that we are ready for the next transition. So let's keep the knees hip distance apart so we're fully ready for the next transition. So knees are parallel to each other, feet are parallel to each other. And we're going to come down in a rock, head down, forehead down on the mat, bring both hands forward. And let's switch things up. Let's come up before we start going into these. Because I think this will give us up, down, up. Because our next pose will also be up. Our next YITDOTS. So when we connect the dots will be really pretty. Okay? All right, let's go for it. Take a deep breath in, relax for a moment. I know I need to relax for a moment. I definitely know I need to relax for a moment. If it's challenging to relax with your knees hip distance apart, bring them in a little. You know, make yourself comfortable. Please make yourself comfortable. Take a deep breath in. Roll the shoulders back and down. Take a deep breath in. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Last time, take a deep breath in. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Okay? So everything will be done for 4. Knees hip distance apart. We're going to start off with this beautiful Y. Because you have to know your why before you can get to a because. Ooh, I like that. Okay, I like it. All right, let's roll. So hands to the side of the body. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out as you bring the arms forward. Rise up. Thrusting your hips forward. Open the arms up. And back down. Hands just stay forward. Rise up. This is another slow move. However, once again, you can speed it up according to the music that you use. Take a deep breath in. Rise up. Open. And back down. Last one. Take a deep breath in. Open. And back down. Bring the right hand back. And switch, and switch, and switch, and switch. Bring the right hand back up, and hold. Okay, so we have 2 different moves that we did in one. Because with child's pose, the moves just keep coming. So it's almost hard to stop them. They'll just keep flowing and flowing. So if you need to get up, or why don't we, I love, sometimes when I take yoga class, they're like, well, if you need to do this, and I'm thinking, well, I might need to do that. However, if you don't announce it for the whole class, then you guys will be off doing something else, and I'll be doing what you said, but I'll be off. So instead of me saying, if you need to do this, let's all do it. Plant the hands down, tuck the back toes, and lift up for downward facing dog.
From here, walk out the dog by bending the knees, bicycling to the feet, seeing if you can come to the tops of the feet, and breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. And roll the ankles. Bring some blood flow and circulation. Roll the other ankles. And pause into that inverted V. And slowly come down to your knees.
That feels better. Okay, let's go on and put those two together again, and we'll go on to the third pose. All right, so we're starting off in this very climactic, this high climax, because we're here, our head is down, our hand to the side. Nobody knows what you're going to do. So that's why it's this like high climactic. I hope I'm saying that right. High climax, where you're just like, what is this dancer going to do? That's how we're feeling. And something I haven't explained, I keep using the word dancer. YITDOTS Fitness is not for dancers. In fact, sometimes I want to put that on the site, but I don't know if it's insulting because I am a dancer. It's not for dancers. It's for expression. And many years ago, I think in the era of American Idol, America Got Talent, and all these beautiful things, people started to see dancing and singing as ways to, they saw it as if you're good at dancing, you dance. If you're good at singing, you sing. No, that's not, it's not, they were never meant for that. They're forms of expression and forms of relieving stress. So I sing all the time and I write songs, and I also have a music video. You can check it out online, Zombies with my daughter, Harmony Divine. I sing. It's not that I have a singing voice. I sing because I want to sing. And when I dance, when I first started dancing, nobody really said I danced good. You know, most of my work was solo work because it was so abstract. Most people couldn't really get down with it. And I was really just off doing my own thing. Dancing is not about dancers. Singing is not about singers. It's about expressing yourself and being free. And when I see people like covering their mouth when they're singing or humming the words, it was never made for that. Please sing. Please dance. Be all that you can be. Get the peace and recovery and peace of mind that you need. And don't depend on having a good voice. You know, if you're a doctor, yes, you need to be a good doctor to do the things that a good doctor does. However, singing and dancing, these are artistic expressions of your right to use your vocal cords and your body in the way that you please. So I want you to really see YITDOTS as a place of expression and a release. It's not a place for dancers. So definitely join us no matter where you are, because it's about movement and how movement motivates meditation. Ooh, I like that. I need to write these down. If you're watching, please write that down for me so I don't forget. Movement motivates meditation. Okay, I got it. Let's go for it. So we're starting off as a rock. Solid as a rock. Okay, I love this. All right, let's go. All right, ready? Take a deep breath in. Knees hip distance apart. Bring the hands forward and rise. Bam, and down. Rise, bam, and down. Rise, bam, and down. One more. Rise, bam, and down. Stay down. 1, 2. Bring the head up. 3, 4. Left arm up and pause. All right, we've got this. Let's go into our downward dog again. Tucking the back toes, lifting up, sending your hips back, legs straight. Then I want you to lift one leg up, and then open up your toes, sort of like what we did on day 3. And bring it back down.
Send your hips back. And lift up the left. And then open up. And down. Beautiful. Bring your knees down to the ground.
Woo! Ah. Downward dog is a restorative pose. I think going from child's pose, well, actually we're in hero's pose right now, or thunderbolt. So being in this pose is not really restorative, but child's pose definitely is restorative for most. All right, let's start again. We're adding in the new pose. So we stopped here. So we're gonna float the arms back, interlock the fingers, knees are hip distance apart. We're gonna rise up and arch back. Beautiful. We're back into a version of camel. I know that's a little bit of a surprise. Okay, so we need a modification. So we rise up, the hands are in the back. You may interlock the fingers and bring it to the small of your back. So interlock, bend the elbows, and just thrust the hips forward and go as far back as you can. You do not need to send the head back, especially if you're not that far back. Please don't send your head back because it's not going to be great for your neck. You just keep your head looking at the edge of the wall. That's the modification. Now the question is, do we do this for 4? Yeah, why not? Why not? It's a hard 4, but why not? Okay, we'll do it for 4. So we're going from child's pose to camel pose. Okay, if you've never seen a camel, you are now becoming one. I think yoga gets us in sync with that animalistic energy that's inside of all of us. So I hope you enjoy it. Okay, let's start from that pose. Let's start from the child's pose to the camel pose. So arms are forward, knees are hip distance apart. Squeezing that belly button to the spine. Bring the arms back. Interlock the fingers. Rise up. Thrust your hips forward. Pick your version of camel and arch back. Then come up. Release the fingers from behind the back and send them forward. Then bring the hands back once again. Interlock the fingers. Rise up. Thrust the hips forward and back. And come back down. Beautiful. Bring your fingertips back. I want you to kind of twinkle. Fingertips are very important in dance. Twinkle the fingertips back and bam. Come up, interlock the fingers, bring them behind your back, and release. Beautiful. Last one. Twinkle, 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 twinkle. Interlock the fingers. Rise up, thrust the hips forward, and back. All right. This is a little much to do 4 to. I think it's that crescendo we've been doing all week. We'll make this a 1. So we'll have bam, 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 bam. So we'll have 2. Let's see. Bam. All right. 1, 4, 1. And if you guys decide you want one more pose for child's pose, you let me know in the chat box and we'll add in one more pose. However, that will be the YIT dots for the day, and we are connecting the dots right now. So let's first come out and get into downward facing dog. Walking out the dog, kind of bending the knees from side to side, getting some nice hip action, some little hip rotations and twisting and turning. Beautiful. And then I want you to bend the knees, open up the knees to the side and back. Bend the knees, open the side and back. Let's do that again. Bend and back. Make sure your fingertips are facing forward. Ooh, that was a nice one. I heard some openings going there. Sometimes I'm hoping that that opening that I hear in my right hip is the healing of the hip. All right, bring it down.
and hold and release.
All right. All right. Let's stand in a high kneeling position so we have a little bit of a rest. This is it. If you want to get some water and just kind of center your mind before we get started, do so. If not, we're going to get moving. So knees are hip distance apart. Feet are parallel to each other. We're going into that rock, coming up for 1, coming down 2, 3, 4. And let's call it 4 when it ends, so it's actually going to be a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 when it meets. And then ding, 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 ding. So they're like itsy bitsy spider, connect, bam. Choose your version of camel. So your hands are either going to be on the small of your back and you thrust the hips forward, or you come down in between the feet. We do that for 1, we end there. We'll do that 3 times. Is that good? Okay, I hope so. You write me, let me know. Okay, I'm excited. All right, this is good. This is good. I'm so happy you all joined me today. This makes me super excited every time you guys come. Even if this is your very, very first time, I'm happy that you made it because this is a special program for me and it's a new experience doing lives and I am loving it. I hope I don't become live addicted, like addicted with being live or addicted with being alive. We'll figure that out. Okay. All right, let's go for it. Drink some water if you need to. Get your clothes where they need to be because dance, all of this is part of the performance of life. And we're going to come down into that rock. Solid as a rock. We're coming down into that rock. I would sing more, however, I don't know all the words. I'm gonna get there. Ooh, dinner, dinner, ha, 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 ha. That's the part I always want to get to. That's why I don't know the rest of the words. I'm waiting for the ha, ha, ha. Okay, I think that's a part of the movie. It doesn't matter. I like it. We're going to go for it. Let's hit it. So we're in this rock. Take a deep breath in. Bring the arms forward and rise up. Bam. And down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tweet. Interlock the fingers. Bam. Ooh, that's good. Now, that's a good TikTok. I think that's a good TikTok. Or is it Instagram? They do those little short videos. That's a good Instagram, I think. I need to get on. I'm on Instagram. I just don't do anything on it. So I need to. This is a nice little thing to put on Instagram. Out of all the things we've done, this is pretty like centered in one spot. I think this could be funny and sweet and nice. Okay, let's go for it. All right, we're going again. Hands to the side of the body. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. 5, 6, 7, 8. Forward. Up. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Itsy bitsy spider. Connect. Bam. Okay. That was a little fast. It doesn't have to be that fast. I mean, that last part is a bam, but it doesn't have to be bam. It can be bam. Let's do it again. I'm going to stay silent, and you're going to flow. Because I think this is a good thing for you to flow in. And if you missed some of it, please come back to this video again, share it. And if you want to go deeper into your YITDOTS, because it goes deep. It goes really deep. The dot is like a well. So it goes really deep. So come back. All right, we're going for it. Let's move our hips from side to side, kind of giving some movement to our knees, our hips, squeezing that belly button into the spine, giving some nice movement to the heels, and hold. Let's go. Head down, hands to the side of the body, knees hip distance apart. And 5, take a deep breath in. 5, 6, 7, 8, hands forward. Rise up, down, bam, bam,
Bam, bam, bam. Okay, I think my feet are too close. Okay, that was good, except for I didn't stay silent. It's hard for me to stay silent. Okay, hold still for a moment. Breathe in and breathe out. That's the stillness that gets to meditation. You're gonna like your thoughts a lot. Yeah, you're gonna like it a lot. I know I love it a lot. I know I love it a lot, so I know you're gonna like it a lot. Okay, let's do it again. Let's do it 2 more times, and I'll stay silent this time. Are you with me? Okay, let's bring it down. Take a deep breath in. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. You see how I ended it? That was because of silence. Once I had silence, I had space to actually create. So you may want to choose the same stopping point. It's similar to what I was showing you before, where once you come out, you bring the fingertips onto the small of your back, and then you just sit. So this is something we all can use. All right, let's do this one last time. Once again, thank you for joining me. It makes me super, super happy. I can't explain it to you. Yeah. All right, let's do this. Knees hip distance apart, feet parallel to each other, squeezing that belly button to the spine. Take a deep breath in and breathe out as you come down. Allow your shoulders to be on the outside of your knees. Take a deep breath in. This round, please go in silence and with your eyes closed. Take a deep breath in again and go. And release. Beautiful. You guys did it. Day 5 is done. Now we're going into our meditation. Please come back into downward facing dog and walk the feet forward. Feet hip distance apart, slight bend in the knee. Grab opposite elbow. Crown of the hip facing down to the floor. Bring that energy back towards the balls of the feet, towards the heels, and then go into ragdoll. And breathe in and out of your nose. Keep that head, that crown of the head facing down. And release the fingertips down. Head being the last thing that comes up, bend the knees slightly again, and slowly roll up. Roll the shoulders back and down. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. All right, let's fix your clothing as much as it's necessary. And let's come into a comfortable position. Once again, if you need a pillow or a chair or a block, whatever makes you comfortable, or a blankie, let's get into our meditative place.
Oh, that was so good. That was so good. I was so tested um, in putting the live on today because it would not come on. And I had to make a decision. Tracy, are you going to do this? Or are you going to use this as an excuse not to have a live today? And I was like, no, I'm late. However, I'm still on time for a blessing. So I'm gonna push forward. And I'm really happy I did, because these lives are as much for you as they are for me. So thank you for showing up and being a part of my transformation. Just making a decision and actually moving forward with it. So please come into a comfortable position and just center yourself. Sit up tall. So in meditation, form is important because when you're slouched, your breathing is impaired. Even though it feels comfortable, you're not breathing as well. So it's very important to keep your back straight. So a nice pillow would help with that, or sitting on a chair, or laying down on your back, or even laying down on your stomach. So pick whatever's comfortable for you. And on different days, people look different. And once again, you can keep your palms facing down if you need that feeling of being grounded. However, if you want, you can have palms facing up. So we're going to be doing a square pranayama breathing technique today. So square breathing. And we're going to be focused on the number 1. I know yesterday I gave you guys all the choice of whatever you focus on. Today I want you to focus on the number 1. And square breathing goes like this. So you're going to breathe in for 4, hold for 4, then breathe out for 4, and then hold the breath out, meaning nothing's happening for 4. So once again, breathe in for 4, hold your breath for 4, and then breathe out for 4, and then hold that breath out for another 4, and then repeat. And if it's 4 is too much, it's like you're not able to do that, then do it in 3s. Then 3, 3, 3, 3. If you're doing it in 3s, it's still square breathing because they're all segments, all the sides are the same. And if 3 is still too much, do it in 2s. And if you feel like 4 is too little, you may want to go to 5 or 6. You're going to choose it. However, I'm going to do it with you guys today in blocks of 4. So the square breathing. Okay. Sit up tall, engage the core, pick your stance with your hands. You can even pick a mudra, whatever works for you. Roll your shoulders back, up, back, and down, and your chest is up. And just focus. From here, take a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe on your own. All right, let's do that again. I made an error with that because I was also thinking about the number 1, but I'm realizing it's going to be challenging for you guys to do the number 1 and the square. So let's leave the 1 out for today. You write me in the box if you'd like to focus on the number 1 instead of the square breathing. You let me know. Or if you'd like to do the square pranayama, we'll do that instead. So I'm listening, I'm hearing, I'm waiting on your input. Okay, let's get started. Breathe in. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. Hold out for 4. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. Breathe out for 4. Hold out for 4. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. Breathe out for 4. Hold out for 4. And keep going at your own pace. All right. We did it. We accomplished day 5. I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope this breathing, it's supposed to be really relaxing. Sometimes it can even put you to sleep. If you have like problems going to sleep, or if you feel like sometimes it's challenging to get back to sleep after you wake up, this is a wonderful breathing technique to try to see if it would work for you. And it just gives you this peaceful feeling of clarity. I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Continue on practicing on your YITDOTS. And thank you so much for joining us for this one pose, one purpose practice. And as we continue on, you will see that you will gain strength and mobility and just a feeling of calm as we bring everything together at the end. Okay? Thank you. Write me, send me messages, visit the website, YITDOTSFitness.com, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Bye.